Coming up next, is artificial intelligence coming for your job? And then, what about video resumes? Are they the future? I'll let you know. And we take your calls. It starts right now. All right, here we go. I'm coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville, and you have joined a conversation about you. Specifically about who you are. I mean, who you really are, not some knockoff version of somebody else. The real you. Who you are. That's your talent, what you do best, your passion, what you love to do, and then your mission, the results you want to contribute to this world. That's the who you are. Then we're going to talk about what you were created to do. See, once you know the who you really are, then you can see where you can do this type of work, or rather the work you want to do. And then we talk about where you can do that. Multiple jobs, multiple career paths, even multiple dream jobs out there. And then finally, how do we get there? How do we climb that mountain, that professional pinnacle? And we've got 7 stages. We all have to go through them. There are no shortcuts. The 7 stages to doing work you love. Get clear, get qualified, get connected, get started, get promoted, get the dream job, give yourself away. Turns out that this whole living and working on purpose deal isn't about you, it's about others. Simply put, you were created to work. You were created to contribute. Life's too short to just live for the weekend and go into a Monday job where it's just like, And so I'm talking to a lot of people right now. Some of you have no idea what you're supposed to do with your life. Some of you know, but you don't know how to get there. Some of you know what you're supposed to do. You even know how to get there. But something or someone is holding you back. Could be money. Could be somebody in your life, family, friends, telling you, that's crazy. Why would you go after that? Could be your head and your heart, fear, doubt, and pride. The mortal enemies of dreams. Welcome. All of you are welcome, because I've been in each one of those scenarios. And so have millions of others who decided to get uncomfortable. To get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you make progress. And the world needs you. Somebody out there needs you to show up and be the best version of you. What if being on purpose has nothing to do with success or satisfaction? What if it has to do with significance, playing the significant role that your creator wants you to play? Because somebody out there needs you to show up and give yourself away. See, success and satisfaction come with that journey. But when I am chasing significance in terms of making the contribution I was created to make, success and satisfaction, they come with that. So let's go. It is a toll-free number for you to jump in. Clarity is one phone call away. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. I'm looking at the board. We've got some phone lines available. Some of you are watching live right now. Those of you that are watching later, well, you can get me tomorrow, 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. 2-hour window. What are you waiting on? 844-747-2577. All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence. I've been talking about this a lot because it is my job to not just encourage you, I need to equip you. And so I've talked a lot about the onset of artificial intelligence. That's why I was concerned about the minimum wage increase, because there's certain technologies that will become more and more and more and more affordable. But there's this fear that I don't want to fan in terms of people thinking, well, Ken, I've seen the movies. I've seen all the sci-fi movies. The robots are coming for us. And I don't want to create that either. Okay? So let's just look intelligently and non-emotionally at artificial intelligence and what it means to us humans, because I am all about humans. Machines don't have feelings, therefore I don't give a crud about machines. I care about humans. So good article in Forbes. I just want to pull a couple of things out. let's just define, before I go into the article, in just real terms, what artificial intelligence is. AI. Let's just be real serious about this for a second. It's very simple. It's the ability of a digital computer or a computer-controlled robot to basically perform tasks associated usually with human intelligence. So they can code a robot, they can code a software, they can code an app, you get this, to be able to do some basic intelligence, okay, that previously only a human could do. But they are limited. They are not as versatile as we are. So here's some good news about artificial intelligence and the threat to human beings' work, all right? Recent paper published by the MIT Task Force on Work of the Future looked closely at the developments in artificial intelligence and how they're going to impact the world at work. This paper predicts that AI will continue to drive innovation that will fuel many existing industries and create many new sectors for growth, ultimately leading to the creation of jobs. This is good news. So it's important to see the other side of this. Do I think that artificial intelligence will replace a lot of hourly workers' jobs? Yes, I absolutely do believe that. Okay, there's no question. I've used this example before the COVID shutdown. Last March, I was in New York City doing media with Dave Ramsey and the other personalities, and I walked by a McDonald's in Manhattan, and I saw no humans working at all. Everything was kiosk-driven, and I asked a couple questions to people who live in the area and found out that there were only 4 people in the entire McDonald's staffing it, and they were cooks. They were cooking it, loading it, and it was all machines doing the rest of it. So yes, it's going to impact some jobs, but it will also spawn more human jobs. So that's good news. So don't be scared of artificial intelligence. But I want to focus again on a very practical reality of artificial intelligence to you. 90% of leading businesses already have ongoing investments in AI technologies. And where do we see this? Beyond the medical, automotive, e-commerce worlds. We see it with the job search. 75%, listen to this, folks, 75% of your resumes are rejected by an automated applicant tracking system. I've talked about this recently on the program. And so we're going to be I'm diving into this. I'm personally learning a lot about this because our team, we're working behind the scenes to help you beat this. This drives me bananas. Drives me crazy for you. Really? 75% of resumes are getting rejected by an artificial intelligence system? That's why you folks shouldn't be out there today going, bing, bing, bing. Hey, Ken, I did a good job today. I sent 75 resumes to websites. Guess what? You basically spit into the wind. That's why I wrote the proximity principle. It's why I teach the actual principle. It's about getting around the right people and getting in the right places. Human contact, folks. Because you're playing the lottery if you're just submitting resumes online. We're going to talk a little bit more about how to stand out later in the program. LinkedIn's got something really cool. We're going to be talking about that later. So, artificial intelligence, don't be scared of it. Learn. How does it impact you? And adjust. Remember, one of the top 5 qualities that'll get you promoted is adaptability. Don't be all freaked out. Don't be freaked out by the future. Learn about it and adapt. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Parker, who joins us on the line in Houston, Texas. Parker, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. It's an honor to speak with you.
Well, the honor's all mine, sir. How can I help?
Yes, sir. So I am looking to get out of teaching and into law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is hesitant to support the idea, and she fears for my safety.
Mm-hmm.
I've run the numbers. I think it would be a good shift for our family long-term financially.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would get me out of a job that's eating at my soul and into something that I think I would love.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers also tell me, statistically speaking, it's relatively speaking, as safe as any non-office job, which make me think that maybe my wife is being worrisome. But I've also been, burned in the past by not listening to her counsel. So I'd like some help working through, should I dive in or should I listen to my wife and figure out a different way to go about this that meets both of our needs?
Well, let's back up a little bit. Good question. You've thought through this really well, and I'm going to address those two things that you basically put out there. But the first thing is why law enforcement? I get that you've run the numbers on how much money it can make, and it's going to put your family in a better financial position. I get that. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I also get that you've done your homework, that it's not any less safe than any other office job. I'm fascinated by that piece of data, but sure, I'll go with it. I get that. But I'm holding you to the heart test, to the sweet spot. Is it in your sweet spot? Is it something that you're good at and something that you love that produces a result that matters deeply to you? Does it meet the talent, passion, mission test?
Gotcha. So I've dreamed of it since I was a little boy.
Oh, good.
I've had some experience in like investigative processes through teaching and low-level administrative kind of discipline work at school. And that has been some of the most fun moments that I've ever experienced.
Interesting.
Kind of who did it.
Let me dive into that right there.
Okay.
What part of the law enforcement job or career gets you most excited? You've done enough homework. What part of the day? I mean, don't overthink this question. Just tell me. There's protecting. There's investigating. I'm seeding you some answers here. There's enforcing. Blah, 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 blah. There's a couple of key words there that would describe the work of law enforcement. Is that fair that I've kind of touched on them?
Yes, sir. The thing that stands out the most is the investigative aspect of it.
Okay.
I love, the research and talking to people to figure out, what happened, what would be the next best course of action, that kind of thing.
So that could help us with the wife. Have you expressed to her that you of all the type of work that you could do in law enforcement, investigation is the juice for you?
Probably not as well as I need to.
Hey, there we go. Now let's play this out a little bit more. Describe the type of law enforcement position that would be heavy investigation.
Detective work is heavy investigation. Not anything, but a lot of things at the federal level. Do a lot of surveillance and investigation, especially if you're in counterterrorism and those kinds of areas.
What do you think your wife? I got it.
Go ahead.
So what do you think your wife is? Give me the visual that your wife's got when you told her you wanted to go in law enforcement. Do your best to describe what you think she's seen. Paint the picture.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that she is seeing the craziest things that get on TV and the news with a lot of the protests that are going on, and seeing the police officers that are there and dealing with, violent protests and riots.
That's exactly what
and,
she's seen.
The patrol officer getting shot in the middle of the night kind of thing.
That's what she's seen. She's seen CNN, and she's seen every movie that's ever something bad has happened to a police officer, all these action movies, because those action movies are designed to make Jake Gyllenhaal look like he is the baddest man on the planet. Okay?
Right.
So what you've got to do is sit down with her and cast a really clear vision. I think the vision she has right now is really, really foggy. You ever tried to drive in the dense fog?
Right.
What do you do when you see that fog? You pull out. What do? Do you speed up and go, woohoo? What do?
You got to slow down.
Yeah, you pull off the side of the road, right? Because you're scared. Can't see 4 feet in front of you. That's scary, is it not?
Right.
So here's what's going on. You've got the woohoo! I'm going on a roller coaster, hands in the air, like I just don't care. That's where you're at. And she's like, pull the car over. We can't see anything. So you guys are in opposite places emotionally. So you've got to clear the fog for her. So it starts by going, hey, I went and did a bunch of research, babe. And here are 3 to 5 to 7. I don't care. You tell me, you tell her, 3 to 5 to 7 positions that are 90%, 95%, whatever, investigative in nature. They're not you walking around on the beat, driving your cop car in scary areas. Whatever she's got in her head, you got to show her, it's going to be kind of boring. I'm kind of over here, and this is investigative, and I love the investigation and staking out and finding clues, and largely I'm not in any kind of danger at all, and here's what the data says. That this job is no more dangerous than working in a cube over at company XYZ. So you've got to paint a really clear picture of the future that you're going for. And then once she feels like you're going to be very safe, then you explain the financial benefits as well. So now she's starting to feel, okay, emotional safety, financial safety. Now we've got a much better vision for her. And I would assume that those are the two big issues you have to address. See, money's not enough. I think you've already addressed the money with her, and she can't even hear it. When you're talking about how good this is for you financially, she's just hearing blah, 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 because she's scared about losing her husband.
Gotcha.
So this is all about vision casting. And I think if you handle those two things and let her engage, and don't make a PowerPoint and present it to her like I do my kids when I put green beans in front of them and I go, eat those green beans, kids. It's your wife. She needs to come along for the conversation, and I think that's what's needed here. And I think if you do that, you're going to be in great, great shape. Let's go to Lily in Dallas, Texas next. Lily, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, so excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you. What's going on?
All right, so my question might be a little loaded.
I like those. Those are my favorite kinds of questions.
Well, good. It just may have a little bit of a financial, emotional, and career aspect to it.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to just do it real quick. About a year ago, we moved to the Metroplex in hopes that I would try to pursue my career dream.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband at that time, still my husband. My husband started going to flight school, and then COVID happened, so we essentially lost everything there. So now he's not able to find a job. He's finished school now, so all of that is good, but not able to find a job in his career field. However, I've been with this company for 7 years now, and growth just doesn't seem to happen at all. And I just recently had a review with them. And when I had moved here, I just took the first position that was available just to get me out of where I was before, because I was extremely unhappy. And they told me, yes, in 6 months, we'll be able to move you to the officer position that you're looking for. Well, we're a year and a half now into it. Nothing happened. Had the review, and they told me that it still looks like it'll be another 2 years.
All right. So hold on a second. So I'm
Yes.
I'm interrupting because I'm hearing what I need to hear. So you moved to Dallas to pursue your dream. You never told me what that is.
Well, the dream was, I always thought that it was to become an officer. I work in the banking industry. And it's just been always something happens that always keeps me from getting that position.
I get it. But your dream is what? I want you to say it again. I want you to cast the vision for yourself. I want you to talk as you envision what this dream job is. Say it again. No more excuses. Don't talk about what's happened. Tell me what you want.
I wanted to be an officer.
Okay, so you just said that wanted as in the past. So that's no longer the dream?
Correct. I feel so much confusion now because of everything that's happened.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Hold on. I'm not letting you off the hook really easy. And I'm fine if we change gears. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you get clear. But if all these things had not happened, would you be calling me right now going, Ken, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do?
Probably no. I just feel like my purpose in life has changed after my first daughter was born. And now I'm expecting my second one, and I just have this huge want or need to be with them while they grow up.
Okay.
So
but that's okay. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I want you to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the but? So no longer a bank officer. Now you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Is that right?
Kind of looking that way. I just feel like I'm, in a way, wasting my career. So I have a master's degree in business.
Nope. Stop. I don't care if you've got 3 doctorate degrees and 15 master's degrees. If you want to be home with your babies, go home and raise your babies. There's no shame in being a mama, ever. And I can't stand that our world has created a culture where women would feel any kind of doubt or shame about raising human beings. Is there a greater purpose in the world than raising and guiding human beings? No!
Probably not.
So what?
So
So did I just set you free? Because I got really fired up. That better set you free. Is that what you want to do? Do you want to be a full-time mommy in this next season, however many years that is?
I would love to be able to do that.
Okay.
However,
then.
that's where the financial situation kind of comes into play.
Okay. What's your question on that? I can deal with finances. You know, you've heard of this guy named Dave Ramsey. I co-host the Ramsey Show. What do we got?
Right. So the thing is, like, with my husband not being able to get a job on his aviation, we're kind of like on a tight budget. I do like an online business on the side. So I'm just afraid that, you know, like you always ask, like, if money wasn't an issue, would you continue doing that? And I think that's where I'm stuck. Like, I just don't feel like I'm serving my purpose anymore. I want to help people, but at the same time, I want to help myself being with my kids.
Listen to me. You can do both, Lily. You can do both, but not all at the same time. Like, this is one of the things that women face a lot of pressure in our world because they want to be moms, but they also feel like they want to do something, and it's both, but it's not at the same time. Let me put it this way. I love hearing the little voices in the background. This is so fantastic.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, first of all, don't apologize. Anybody who's listening to my show right now or watching is getting irritated by the kids, stop watching. Because I've got 3. I know what it's like, and you're a mama. So there ain't no shame in your game, Lily. Now listen, you can do it all, but not all at the same time. That's what I want the message for you and other moms to hear. You can have it all. You can have the home life and be with the kiddos in those formative years, and you can have a professional life. But sometimes you can't have it at the same time. So you don't need to feel guilty about the degrees or anything else. I've already addressed that. I'm not going back on that. I went bananas on that. You heard me and you believed me and you agreed with me. Okay. So your hubs needs to go get a job.
He does have a job, let's just say temporary job, to kind of get us.
Great. Then he needs to work.
Things start opening up.
Great. So he needs to keep doing that. And if he needs to get a second job, that's fine too. So you can be home with those babies. And if you got a little side hustle or an online business, or you can do some online work or customer service while the babies are napping, you guys do whatever it takes in the short term to get stabilized. And then because you may have to work a full-time job right now for 6 months or 8 months or 12 months, and then go home, be with the babies. I mean, there are times where we as a couple have got to work together to do whatever it takes, but you can step into being a mom full-time and fully do that in the near future, where you don't even have to do the online work. Okay. So you guys come together tonight, sit down and cast a vision for the future. So we're going to sacrifice in this area, and we're going to sacrifice here so that I can be home with baby number 1 and baby number 2's on the way. And we're doing that for a season. And let me tell you something, Lily, and other young parents out there. My second child's about to turn 13. I can't even believe it. Joe, you've been around their whole lives. Can you believe Ty's 15? Chase about ready to be 15?
They're all growing like weeds.
Yeah, man, it goes fast. You talk to any parent who's got older kids, they'll tell you it goes like this. And so you sit down and you guys decide what we want to do as a family. And then you commit, and you don't feel any guilt about your degrees. You don't feel any guilt about how you're not out in the marketplace helping people. Let me tell you something. God gave you those babies. Whew. Parenting is the greatest calling in the world. That's influence. That's purpose. Don't ever look down your nose at that. Listen, I love what I do. I'm trying not to babble in the microphone, but I'm telling you something. I'd walk away today if it was choosing between my kids and my wife and this job. So you moms, there'll be time. There'll be time for that professional contribution. Don't you question that for a second. Pouring into those babies and guiding those human beings so that they can see mom and dad sacrificed. I saw purpose in my mom. I saw purpose in my dad. They invested into me. And it wasn't about worldly success and money and promotions and all that stuff. It was about us. Lily, you got this. Don't you look back at all. You two get together tonight. You cast a vision for your future, and that includes you being home. You do whatever it takes for you to be home full time. And then when those kiddos start getting into school and maybe life changes and circumstances changes and your heart and head start to match up and it's a different future, great. Then adjust then. But don't you question being a mama. There's no greater calling in the world than being a mama. Or dads, can I just say that? You dads, I'm going to preach a little bit, Joe, and then we'll take a break. I feel like there are some dads that are watching right now and they're going, I can't do this. I'm going to quit. I'm going to get a divorce. I'm going to split my home up. Or maybe you're not going to divorce, but you're checked out. Life's too hard. You're hurting. I don't care what you're going through. You better not quit on those kids, Dad. You better not. You medicating your pain is selfish. You don't have the option to quit on your kids, I don't think. Now, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging divorce. I'm not judging any of that. What I'm saying is, don't you quit on your kids. Your marriage may not be able to make it, but you don't have to quit on your kids. You better show up, dads. So many of the problems we have in this world are because dads have quit. Don't you quit. Do not quit. Ever, ever, ever. All right, Joe, let's do a quick break. I'll get a drink of water, gather myself, and we got some more good show coming. Don't move. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
Our world is changing, but so are we. Now, we see a smile through someone's eyes. We conquer our struggles and cherish each moment because we're shielded through faith and assured by hope. And greatest of all, we love. The world is different, but so are we.
Welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. Joe, I like that bump. That felt very 80s detective show. For those of you who are old enough to even understand that I like that. That feels very good. Like maybe there's a detective sliding across the front of a Trans Am or something.
Beretta.
Yeah, good call. Thank you very much, Beretta. Oh, all right. Hey, folks, quick announcement for those of you that have not heard. We've got our second installment of our Get Hired event. We've dusted that baby off and bringing her back because there's still a lot of people that need to get a different job, maybe a better job. Just get started. So that you're coming out of college, some of you trying to get out of a couple part-time jobs and move into full-time employment because COVID displaced you. Some of you just want to go from this career and switch. So we're going to give you the edge. It's called Get Hired. It's April the 27th, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Tickets start at just $20. You can get those at daveramsey.com/events. We have multiple tiers. I would point out that we are having a crowd of about 200, 250 here live. And so for those of you that are watching and you live close to the Nashville area and you want to come hang, come on. Get your ticket, daveramsey.com/events. Maybe come early that day. And I'll come out during a commercial break, say hi to you, high-five you. We're going to do some special stuff in the room for our live audience as well. So we have limited tickets, I think about 250 for the live audience. Those are going to sell out. So think about those. Jump on those right now. daveramsey.com/events. Also, this would be a great graduation gift because it's a digital event. It's online. They can watch it anywhere. You got a college kid graduating. A great gift. Again, only $20 just to get in the door and watch it at your leisure. So we'll see you there April the 27th, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. All right, Joe, one of the things we like to do on Mondays is we get all kinds of feedback and notes from you all from Instagram at Ken Coleman, the email address ask@kencoleman.com, and then in the chat room here on YouTube. And so it's time for these little updates that we call Momentum Monday. All right, this is fun. This is from like a super viewer on YouTube, Unicorn Formaggi. By the way, Unicorn, Formaggi? Is that how you actually say it? What? Formaggi. Maggi or Maggi? Maggi. Maggi. All right. They're watching right now, so it's like cheese. Okay, get out. Good. So the interview went well yesterday. Started later than I expected, but I moved on to the second interview stage. Highly recommend Ken's How to Win the Interview Guide. Well, thank you, Unicorn. Fun stuff right there. All right, Grace writes in, had a great second interview yesterday, felt powerful. Wow. Grace felt powerful in the interview. Now, that's what we like to hear. Thanks to all I've learned from your show. All of the guides you give us absolutely work. And, folks, they do, and I don't mind saying that because they're free. I'm not selling you anything. The resume guide, the How to Win the Interview Guide, and then the Touchpoint Timeline, which is how you follow up after the interview. All of those are free in our resources page at kencoleman.com. Jillian writes in, thank you for what you do, Ken. I chased dreams dictated by society. I have a DMD, an MD, and I have had my head down for 32 years. Wow. Without your teaching, I would have thought I had to be miserable chasing all those expectations. Now I'm cultivating a better concept of my own value and purpose to chase. Wow. That's what it's all about. Thank you all for the feedback. Again, if you just want to share your momentum, doesn't have to be stepping into the dream job or anything huge. It doesn't matter. If it's just I started a course or I lined up an interview, we want you to feel free to share those stories. You can do it in the chat room here on YouTube. Also, you can email the show, ask@kencoleman.com. Use the subject line, Momentum Monday. And, of course, reach out to me on Instagram, @KenColeman. Let me jump in the chat room here. I like to see what's going on from time to time. Madi JC. You never know how to say these names. I'm miserable at my job, and I have been for years. The job pays well. Great benefits, people always say. I just don't know how much more I can take. Oh, hang in there. Let's get clear. Maybe you need to call the show, Madi JC. I'm just saying. You're typing misery, but we got to get you out of that. You're one phone call away, 844-747-2577. All right. Are video resumes the wave of the future? I think they are. And LinkedIn, I think so too. Joe, it's time for In the News. Straight from LinkedIn, they have launched Cover Story. Cover Story. This is a new video tool that lets you personalize your first hello so you can engage your audience on LinkedIn and reach recruiters. I love this idea. I think it was about a year ago I talked to the team, the Ken Coleman Show team, about this. I said, you know what, we have some great resources at kencoleman.com, and our resume guide has been downloaded hundreds of thousands of times because we really flip the resume, change it all up. And you can get a free template in that guide, or you can get 6 additional templates for $9.99 at kencoleman.com in the store. But I said to the team, I said, listen, we got to come up with a way for people to do a video resume. And here we go. And I should have pushed them a little harder. We should have been the first ones to do it. We weren't. Oh, well. This is good news, though. And LinkedIn's going to make this very popular. I'm telling you, it's coming. Now, I want you to just pause for a second. Forget LinkedIn and forget this particular tool, Cover Story. Some of you are going, I don't know about this, Ken. Yeah, you do. If you just think about TikTok and Instagram stories and live, and now Twitter's got a video format. Folks, the video communication we're completely surrounded by it. Everybody's doing it. You may not be doing it, but everybody else is. Think about it. FaceTime, Zoom, everything is moving towards the digital interaction, otherwise known as your video back and forth. And there's just no way this isn't going to happen. A recent survey said that 76% of hiring managers believe that in seeing a pre-recorded video of a job seeker, that it would be useful. Yeah, think about it. Like, if they're looking at a resume online or in their hands, which I don't think anybody actually looks at a physical resume much, which is why, again, I say take one, have somebody in the company that you know, take yours in and put it right in front of them. It still works, folks. Just nobody else is doing it. That's why you stand out. But if you can, in 30 to 60 seconds, give a great first impression on video, that's a game changer. They can see your face. They can hear your voice. They can hear the emotion. These are all things that you can't experience in a piece of paper or an online profile. So I think you need to get ahead of this, is my point. Now, I'm not promoting this for LinkedIn, but it's out there on LinkedIn. They've got all kinds of tools, and they'll teach you how to do it. But I think those of you who are gutsy enough to say, hey, I'm going to go do this, then do it. I mean, just figure out a way to do it. Do a quick 30-second video and email it. You know, if you're in an interview setting, now a lot of this stuff is online, and so a lot of companies won't allow you to do it. So find a way to shoot a video and put it on LinkedIn, whether they give you the tool or not. Find a way to email a video. Again, remember, I've told you to make a connection with somebody you know, or somebody that you know that knows somebody in the company and they'll vouch for you. Get the video to them. Say, hey, would you email this video to the hiring manager? 30 seconds, you going, hey, boom, and use my resume guide to craft your 30-second statement. Exactly the headings we use on our resume. I've done the work for you. I'm telling you, folks, this is coming. And you need to figure out how to do it. And I would have videos tagged on all your social media because hiring managers are going to look at your social. So get a video out on LinkedIn, tag it at the top of your page. Same thing with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok, so I don't know what you can do on that or not, Joe. But the bottom line is figure it out and have that presentation so that people can quickly get a snapshot. Remember, YouTube is free. You can open up a YouTube page in 27 seconds, shoot some video. So they see some positive stuff of you talking about the company, the job, the type of work. Start using the language we use here on the Ken Coleman Show. Let me share with you my sweet spot. It's where you use your talent, what you do best, to perform your passion, work you love, to produce or to accomplish your mission, results that matter deeply to you. Let me tell you what those are. Here are my top talents. Boom, 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 boom. This is the work I love. And these are the results that I get fired up about producing. And as you can hear, you can see, that matches up pretty great with this job description. If you did that to people, they'd lose their ever-loving mind. They wouldn't even know what to do. They'd be like, where'd this person come from? Is this an avatar or is this a real person? Nobody talks that way. But I give you the construct. I give you the language to use. Use it. Use it. So be on the lookout for more and more of that, folks, and figure out how to do it. All right, my time is almost up. But before I let you go, I want you to know that you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.